In Monet Tejada's world, control is key, and this is why she has everyone from Kane to Zeke playing certain positions, but her role is soon coming under fire from within, and from the first half of the season, we've seen her control beginning to vanish. So I'm talking all about Monet's control, how she's losing her grip on her organization, and what she could do to regain control. So welcome back to MovieBot, and let's talk about Monet Tejada.
This ain't no negotiation. Do we have an understanding?
So this video is a continuation video and a bit of a character analysis on Monet Tejada, this time because I spoke about Kane, who we may see rebel against Monet's ways and the position that she has in playing. But it's not the only person that she's losing control over. So in this video I'm going to be talking about how she's had control over everyone from the very beginning and how she's already started to lose her control, and what we could expect from her in the next couple of episodes, as well as what she could do to regain her authority and prove that she is the ultimate queen pin. But if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button. Now, the mid-season trailer and subsequent teasers and trailers have given us a lot of food for thought about which direction Monet's character is going in for the second half of the season. We saw Monet with what looks to be like getting her first kill, and Monet having an argument with Drew and Diana about their continued disregard for her rules. So with that being said, let's talk about how she's controlled her people from the very beginning. We've seen her having a position for Zeke, Kane, Diana and Drew, and with Zeke, she's protected him and sheltered him from the drug game. In the very first episode when Kane got into fight at the Tejadas, her first reaction was to tell Zeke to get inside. Even when Zeke had a little to drink at the Tejadas for dinner, she kept him from going back to Stansfield because Zeke is the golden child. He's the one that can make it to the NBA. She thinks Zeke is doing as she's told, which is what she told Diana and Drew in the teaser when she said Zeke isn't in nobody's bed. But little does she know what Zeke is getting up to, because the one person who she thinks she's nailed her control over, Zeke, is spanking Carrie's cheeks. And it's not the last of we've seen her from that situation, because it's not going to end well for Zeke, that's for sure, especially when Monet finds out. Now, her control over Diana and Drew is somewhat a little different. These two are characters who don't actually want to be in the game or in the side of the world that Monet keeps them in, because with Drew, we've seen him get the taste of the college life when he went up to Stansfield and when he met Ev. We've also had Kane tell Monet that Drew isn't built for this, and this character description, he tells us that he becomes more determined, more than ever to separate from what seems to be his destiny. But will Monet let Drew separate from the Tejadas? We've already heard her speech telling Drew that he always needs to come home, and this is one person who I believe Monet will eventually regain her control over, and I'll come to why in just a moment. And the same goes with Diana. We've seen Diana go behind Monet's back when she called Lorenzo to try and get her to convince Monet to let Diana go college, and well, we know how that worked out for Diana. It didn't, and she doesn't like the fact that Drew and Diana have been spending a lot of time up at Stansfield, not forgetting that she was the one who sent them there in the first place. And let's not forget about Kane, who I'm not going to talk about into too much detail because I've already discussed Kane yesterday, so I'll link his video down below for those who may have missed it. But her control over Kane is one that is still there, but won't be for very long. From what we've seen from the episode 6 trailer and the other mid-season trailer, I really do feel it's his time to rebel, and this is when it will finally hit Monet that she's losing control. The control that she's had over Drew, Diana, Zeke and Kane is really going to be her downfall, because from where I'm watching, Tariq, he can really exploit this situation that he finds himself in with Drew, Diana and Kane rebelling against Monet's ways. But will he manage to exploit it and gain some sort of control over the Tejada organization? This is something I think will come too soon for Tariq, but I will be going into detail on Tariq's character for the last half of the season in the next few days. But the reason we've seen Monet bring Tariq closer to the family business is because she needs to gain control over him. She's failed to do it first through Drew and then through Diana. They failed to get any information from Tariq, and now the only way is to bring him closer to her. But Tariq was taught by Kane, and I'm sure he's fully aware of Monet's ways. We've seen a much wiser and a much smarter Tariq St. Patrick this season. But Monet, she really needs to do something, and she's gonna have to do something quickly before Drew becomes distant, before she loses Diana, and before Kane goes rogue, and before Zeke gets into a situation that's too tough to get out of. But for most of these, especially with Zeke, I feel it's a little too late, because I really do think he's gonna face the consequences of being with Carrie, either from Jabari, or Carrie will get pregnant, or he may just end up in the wrong place at the wrong time when the GTG crew return. But this clip here, I've touched on it before, and I don't know if Monet is actually killing someone here, because we've seen how clever Power are in manipulating their trailers. And are they really going to give us a clip of Monet's first kill in a trailer? She may well kill someone, but I feel it won't be this scene here. And I've had many comments saying she's going to kill Jabari, and this kill seems plausible if he does something to Zeke, or she's killing Riley because she sacks his spy and they may pin the stolen stash on her, or she's killing Trace for stealing the stash of pills. And all three of them seem plausible because they could well do something that affects Monet, and Monet can use them as an example, but they seem way too obvious as well. I feel when Monet does actually kill someone, it will come as more of a surprise and definitely cause more of a stir, and no doubt we will see her first kill, but I feel this scene here, I genuinely think it may just be a scare tactic, and it's something Ghosted in season 6, episode 7 when he pulled the gun on Tariq as a bit of a scare tactic.
Wake up. I said wake the fuck up. Sleepy time's over, little motherfucker. Let's go.
You got a fucking gun on me?
Back door for the penthouse. You left it open for Tommy. Why?
I thought it locked behind me.
Keep lying, Tariq. Think you're fucking smarter than me. Don't ever make that mistake again, son.
And I feel Monet may actually be doing the same thing, and I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos where she may just be shooting beside someone just to show that she's not scared of killing anyone, family or not. And the location of where she's shooting someone is interesting because if you notice the background, it looks like she's in the bar, and we heard her mention the bar in the little Instagram teaser that they released a few days ago and that they're gonna be Owl there. Now this was actually the same place where Kane killed Uncle Frank in episode 2 when he was released from prison for being a snitch, and Owl was actually there helping dispose of the body, and I actually didn't clock who this was until they mentioned Owl, and it was raised by Bob in one of my previous videos in the comment section, so that's one for you guys if you didn't know who Owl Tejada was, and he was there in episode 2. Now I'm gonna do a death predictions video maybe at the end of this week or maybe around Wednesday or Thursday. I'll be doing a death predictions video for the last half of the season because it was difficult to actually do one before the series started because we were being introduced to so many new characters and we only really had their character descriptions to go by, but now we've seen their storylines play out in the first half of the season and seen Monet's controlling and manipulating ways, the storyline with Drew and Ev, Zeke and Carrie, Trey stealing the stash of pills. I think we'll see a few more important deaths in the second half of the season, and I do expect Monet to get her first kill, and it may not be this scene that we saw in the mid-season trailer, but I do expect her to get her kill in some way. Now I want to talk about Monet's relationship with Lorenzo, and I'm going to touch on this in a bit more detail in my death predictions video because I feel Monet will have Lorenzo killed because he doesn't like the way Monet is running things on the outside, and sooner or later I feel Lorenzo will have to go because he doesn't really serve the storyline that much sitting in prison, and we've all seen why he's in prison and he's not coming out anytime soon. I've dived deep into Lorenzo's background in this video, so if you haven't seen it then I'll link it down below, but I definitely can't see Lorenzo being released, and because this little conflict between Monet about her running things, it's definitely not the last time we've heard of this, and this is what I think will lead Monet into killing Lorenzo. But I will be doing a full detailed video on my death predictions for the last half of the season because now we know where the storylines are going. It's going to be interesting for the last half of the season, and not just for Monet's character, everybody, Tariq, Drew, Brayden, Kane. I'm going to be diving deep into everybody's character and death predictions in the next week or so in the lead up to episode 6. But let me know what you think about Monet's character for the last half of the season. What do you think about her control? Will she manage to somehow keep her control, or is she on the way to completely losing her control? Let me know what character you think Monet could actually kill, so drop me your thoughts and comments down below, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.